3-point starter. This 3-point starter schematic diagram of 3-point starter for a shunt motor with protective device. It has 3 terminals LFA. The starter always consists of starting resistance, which is divided into several sections and connected in series with the armature. Here, tappings are there. That point of the starting resistance are brought out to a number of studs. That studs noted down in the form of numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's called stud. The 3 terminals LFA of the starter are connected respectively to the positive line terminal, shunt field terminal and armature terminal across. The other terminal of the armature and shunt field windings are connected to the negative terminal of the supply. If no volt release coil is connected in the shunt field circuit, one end of the handle is connected to the terminal L through the overload release coil. The other end of the handle moves against a spiral spring and makes contact with each stud during starting operation. Let us see the operation of 3-point starter. In this 3-point starter, handle is movable through the clockwise from first stud to end. Soon as the contact of first stud, the shunt field windings directly connected across the supply, while the whole starting resistance is inserted in series with the armature circuit. Next, the handle is gradually moved over to the first stud. The starting resistance is cut out of the armature circuit in steps. The handle is now held magnetically by the no volt release coil, which is energized by shunt field current. If the supply voltage is suddenly interrupted or if the field excitation is automatically cut, the no volt release coil is demagnetized and the handle goes back to the off position under the pull off. If no volt release coil were not used, then in case of failure of supply, the handle would remain on the final stud. Then the supply is restored. The motor will be directly connected across the supply, resulting in an excessive armature current. If the motor is overloaded or a fault occurs, it will draw excessive current from the supply. This current will increase the ampere turns of the overload release coil and pull the armature C, thus short circuiting the no volt release coil. The no volt coil is demagnetized and the handle is pulled to the off position by the spring. Thus, the motor is automatically disconnected from the supply. It has some drawbacks. That drawbacks are 3-point starter. No volt release coil is connected in series with the shunt field circuit so that it carries the current field. During speed control, speed is varied through field regulator. The field current may be weakened to such an extent the no volt release coil may not be able to keep the starter arm in the on position. This may disconnect the motor from the supply when it is not desired. This is the main drawbacks of 3-point starter. In this Starter drawbacks overcome by the 4-point starter.